Hello everybody, Farm Sim Guy here, hope you're all well. We're back on Farmersburg today, and we've just picked up this absolutely beautiful 6020 by Is Modding. I'll put a link down in the description for the vid. But we're heading back to the farm with this. It's going to help us around the farm a little bit. But we'll get back into what we've got to do over the next couple of days, which is getting everything ready and planted ahead of summer arriving. We have only got 2 days left, and we've got quite a lot to do still. Okay, here we are, back on the farm. We will park this up. Don't need it right now. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to set one of the tractors off to start ploughing another field, and then we're going to jump in the seeder, because I didn't save my course play before shutting the game down last time, so I'm going to have to finish that off manually. So let's go and kick the plough off, and then we'll go and sort the seeder out. So here we are now at field 42, quite a nice size field, nice square field this one. So what we'll do, we'll fire up this guy, and he can get ploughing, and this will be our last field that needs preparing actually. After that is a case of getting the drill in the ground and some ammonia if we need to. So let's get on with it. Okay, that's him up and running now, looking good, so we will leave him to get on with that, and we will go and finish off planting the top field. So yes, a little frustrating that I didn't save my course play before shutting down last time. It's one of the fundamental basics really. But it looks like all is good. We've just got to do a few headlands now, so we can be in control of that. So we'll just crack on with it, and we'll drop it into a little time lapse for you, and we'll be back shortly. Okay, we'll just take a little break there. We're nearly done, but I've just realised I could actually get the Anhydrous running on that field over there as well. So we'll go and do that. When I'm not running course play, it leaves these pretty ugly lines in the ground from the tyres of the planter. It's a nice effect, but it's not doing my OCD much good. So we will pop back to that very, very shortly, but what I will do is jump in here and get the Anhydrous machine running again before we say goodbye to it, because it isn't ours. It's at least this fancy new tractor. So we will set up a little course play to run here and let him do some stuff. Okay, he seems to be running rather nicely, and actually we can see just through the trees here as well to our left that our plough is doing rather nicely in that field there. He's going to be finished in not too much time, which is great. Just looking at the time on the clock, it is coming up to 5 PM in the evening. So really I think what we'll aim to do is get the planting finished in the top field, get this ammonia done on this field, and get the ploughing done on that field, that sets us up nicely for the next day, which is day 2 of 3 of our planting season. If we jump into our seasons menu. Actually, do you know what I'm doing? I'm planting corn before I can. That's interesting. I hadn't cottoned on to that, so that's going to be interesting in that top field to see what happens. It's the only field we've planted so far. This is what happens when you don't pay attention. So I wonder if that'll germinate. We'll just keep an eye on that when we move into day 2. Now we can plant corn in day 2, so actually that's worked out well in our favour. So we'll see what tomorrow brings, and we'll see if that corn will germinate in the top field. Interesting. Okay, back in the planter. Let's just crack on, get the final bits of this done, and we will park up for the night. So there we go. As the shadow's getting rather long, we are just coming to the end of this field. It's taken a little bit of time, a little bit scrappy at the top there, just tidying up those headlands. But we are done. That is a crop of corn in the ground. Now the big test will be, does it grow? Because technically we are out of planting season, because I didn't pay attention. So we will see what happens. But let's turn the seeder off. We'll run this back to the farm, and we'll get it parked in the shed overnight. And as soon as the anhydrous and the plough are finished, we'll pack them up for the night as well. I did think that was our last field, but the field we limed in the previous episode still needs to be ploughed under, so we can do that tomorrow as well. But basically we need to get a move on and make sure we get as much done as possible. Well, it must be getting dark now, as our anhydrous guy is fired up his lights. I love the surround lights on this 7R. Absolutely tremendous. I mean, it is like the middle of the day. So interestingly, there's going to be one tiny little strip that he's going to have to run back down to finish this field off. But to all intents and purposes, this field's done as well. So that's positive. And I do need to decide whether or not I do corn everywhere, or we mix up some corn and soybeans. Future plans are to have cattle on this farm, but I'm going to go through a season first, try and make a bit of cash, and then we can decide what we do next. So we'll just let him finish this. Okay, now that actually does bow out a little bit here, so there's a little bit more than a very narrow strip. So he's just getting that sorted. And I do believe, looking at this, our plough has started on the headlands. So he's doing his headland laps. He's going to be finished very soon as well. The sun is setting quickly, actually. It's 6 PM now. I do love the lighting in seasons. Fantastic. So I think what we'll do, we'll let the anhydrous finish off, and we will go and see how our plough is doing. Okay, it's just coming up to the end of the last hydrogen there. Very rarely, actually, I work in the dark. But it was great to get this finished. I know the time pressure's on us for tomorrow, so an excellent job getting this done. And it means that we can think about what we do. We've got the lime field to plough under tomorrow, and we can decide whether or not we want to put anhydrous on this field, or we want to plant some soybeans in here, or some other crop. So we'll sure wait and see. But there we are, finished. So we will get the tractors tucked in, and we'll be back in the morning. Tell you what, the lights on this are very good actually. I'm impressed. Oh, the new tractors have got like ridiculously good lights, but these are really, really good. Okay, just make sure I find out where my turns are. There we go. And I've gone down the bottom where I could have just turned there. Oh well, still getting used to it. Still getting used to the layout of the farm. Let's get this guy into bed, and we will see you all bright and breezy in the morning. Good morning everyone. It's another beautiful day here, and another good day for getting some sowing done. Now, one of the first things I do need to check is our field that we planted yesterday when we really shouldn't have. I'm interested to see if it's germinated or not. Here it is. Growth, it says planted. It does not say germinated. So interestingly, we might just need to see how that goes over the next day or so. But temperatures are good. We've got to plough this under with the lime on it. We've got our other small field just over there that we, not over there, here, that we've also limed and ploughed already. So that could be sowed. And we've got to decide what we do with field 42 as well, which is what we finished off ploughing late last night. So we can do some planting. What we do actually need is another drill, so we can plant things like wheat and barley as well. We're not going to do that this season, like I said. I think we're just going to get one season under our belts. So I may go with a little bit of canola maybe in a couple of these fields, or soybeans. And to be honest, I'm undecided which, but I do know I need to get a seeder rather than a planter. The planter's great for sowing corn, but I would like the flexibility of having a seeder as well. It gives me more crop options. So let's go shopping. Now we aren't spoilt for choice in terms of feeders of a smaller capacity. The Agro here is a nice piece of kit, but 180 horsepower. It's kind of a little bit near to the close to the top range. We've got the Spirit here though is nice. Or the Star, and I'm actually going to go for the Spirit purely because it takes more seed, so we can get more done between refills. So, now we've made that decision, we'll purchase it, and we will run down to the shop and pick it up. Now, we're going to do a bit of juggling around with machinery here, because big 4955s have got 228 horsepower at their disposal, so they can pull the new seed drill. But what we will do, and I will pop him into the shop and see if I can put some dual wheels on him. We will take our little 6420, see if we can pop some wheels on him, and he can start doing corn planting with the planter, which only needs 100 horsepower to run it. So this is going to be an ideal tractor to run that. So interestingly, he does not have an option for dual wheels or any additional wheels, so we'll just leave him as he is. No big deal. but we can set him to go planting on the field that we put the ammonia on last night, and we're going to run corn again in there, I think. So I think for efficiency, we'll get him running before we go and get the seeder from the shop. Okay, he seems to be gleefully running along there, at just about the limit of his horsepower, but making good progress, 9 miles an hour. Nothing too untoward going on there. So we will go and get the seeder. Okay, here we are, back at the shop. Seem to spend most days here actually at the moment. And there she is around the back. Right, let's get hooked up and get it back to the farm. It's a rather nice bit of kit actually. I have never used this. I know it's a base game drill, but I have never ever used it. At this rate we can have 2 drills running and ploughing in the last field. And potentially having ammonia running. We could have 4 tractors on the go. It's time to play catch up before we run out of time. See you back at the farm. Okay, the drill is back. We'll set this guy off and then we will go and fill the drill up. I'm going to plant the small field first and then maybe put a course play on for the larger field. We'll see how we go though. But for now, let's get this guy started. Other than getting completely covered in lime, we are making good progress here. So I will jump out of this guy and I will go and top up our new drill and get him ready for that small field. So we should be able to just pull in here, pop the lid, get him filled up. There we go, automatically opens. Fill that up with seed. And we can close the lid again. Now it is on wheat at the moment, I don't want it on wheat. I am going to select my seed. There we go, soybeans. And we'll run them to the field. Now I think we'll take this opportunity to call this episode a day. Now, we've got through a lot. We're on to day 2 now, and I think we are now looking pretty good actually. To having everything ready in time. So let's call it a day there. Thank you all so much for watching. I am the Farm Sim Guy. This is Farmersburg by MRG Mapping. Go check him out, link in the description. And I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now.